society today, we are being attacked constantly with inauthentic conversations. Fakeness, trying to look cool, trying to be somebody we're not. That is why the Damn Dude podcast is here to have the authentic conversations that need to be had in a way that will make you think and say, Damn Dude.
What up, everybody? What is good? Welcome to the Damn Dude podcast. I'm your host, California Cal, and this is the show where we have the conversations that need to be had in a way that'll make you think and say, damn, dude. So, I don't have my sound effects today. Oh, there's a sick, huge ass fucking, oh, gross! Big ass bird just flew by me and just took the fattest shit ever in the trees. I'm glad that wasn't on me. Dude, that shit was gnarly. Excuse me. Like I said, we got another kind of ghetto episode for you guys. I'm recording on my phone again and out on a hiking trail. And I don't have video for this episode, so I'm gonna have to compose some clips or something, make a cool montage or something, I don't know. It's gonna be a montage. So yeah. Man. So, like I said, another ghetto episode. I had a bunch of notes and topics I wanted to go off of, but right now I'm not really feeling them. Oh, you thought I was feeling you? So I'm just gonna kind of wing it and go with just whatever the fuck comes up. And it's interesting because with podcasting, you can do that if you want to. So I'm out here in Bonita, and I took my kiddo to school. Excuse me. And because it's so far down here, I have to, it doesn't make sense for me to go drive back anywhere else. It makes sense to, bring all my stuff. Whoa, what is that? Oh, I don't know. What the fuck is that? Somebody, I don't know, spray painted these weird leather tassels and stuck them to the fence. And they're standing up. It looked like a giant praying mantis or something. That was weird. Or spider or something. I don't know. So I just stayed down here, do all my tasks, my reading, my visualization, all my 75 hard phase 1 tasks. So that way, it just makes the most sense. So last night, I and the fam and Lady Wynn saw this fucking crazy ass show, dude. And it's called, so some dude on the trail said hi to me. Show is called Alvin Ailey. And I don't know if it's Alvin Ailey Presents something, I don't know. But it was fucking crazy. It was so sick, dude. I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it. The biggest takeaway, I guess I got a few takeaways. But it's just a big dance show. And it was down at the San Diego Civic Center. And, dude, it was just fucking trippy, man. It just felt I guess the overall feel or vibe with it, if I were to take a feel or vibe, would be, how every culture, every ethnicity or race has its own culture, or every culture has its own culture. It felt like a very well condensed and produced representation of what modern day black culture feels like in the United States. It just, I don't know, man, I don't even know how to explain it. You just have to see it for it to make sense, I guess, all the way. But That's what it felt like. Like, it just, like, it felt like kicking it with, like, my cool-ass black homies, with the black families I grew up with. Like, it just had that feeling, like that soul in it. And, like, the music choices and the dances and stuff was, like, just, I don't know. It was just exactly that. It was, like, I mean, it was incredible. And then when I was there, I was like, oh, well, there are a lot of black people here, too. So I kind of, like, I don't know. I guess it was a thing. I don't know. It was new to me. But I guess originally the show comes from Harlem. Or is that, am I getting this correct? I don't know. It comes from New York, I should say. I know for sure. But my cousin found out about it when she lived in Harlem. So that was, no, that's incorrect. My cousin and her friend found out about Alvin Ailey when they were out backpacking through Amsterdam. Sheesh. And, yeah, and they went and saw a show while they were out in Amsterdam. And then they found out that they're originally from New York, and my cousin happened to go and live in Harlem, New York. And, yeah, so it's just kind of like my cousin's like, yeah, I make it a point to, like, go and see them every time that, you know, wherever they're in town or wherever that, I try and catch them as often as I can. Because, yeah, I fucking get it now. It was fucking cool as hell. But yeah, that was kind of like the feel that I got from it. And it went from like slavery to, I don't know, it kind of went from like modern day things all the way back to like slave songs and dances, like, and representations. There's no way my words can encapsulate like what it is. Like, you have to feel it, you know what I mean? I saw a little video clip online. I was like, oh, that's cool, you know? But then I saw it in person. I'm like, oh, shit. And that leads me to the next thing, which is like, so what I actually took from it was like, wow. For one, what I was going to say, why it's such a big deal to be there is because the resonance that the decibels and the bass that they choose at certain points and different like movements with the like the people moving, like different movements that they make, like the sound waves and the energy and the frequencies and you feel it going, like you feel and hear it going like different bass notes and different like resonances and because different resonances, if you hit it with different decibels, they form patterns. So like, for example, I think I talked about this before. It was like, if you put like sand or rice or powder or something on a black piece of paper, and then you hit it with like a subwoofer underneath with like different decibels of music and different frequencies and different hertz, then each number basically, which is a hertz or a decibel representation, vibrates into a specific shape and pattern and image. So what happens is when it's like going boom, boom, bing, bing, dong, dong, do, do, ha, 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 dee, dee, ha, 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 ha. Just different shit, right? Like, they're all different resonances and they all hit you differently. So like, when somebody's doing fluid movements, which is like how I saw these people moving, was like like the dance felt like through my eyes and interpretation, what like is like the combination of like classic athleticism from like sports and those types of moves to like kung fu to tai chi and qigong or qigong and then just like ballet and then like almost like some like tribalness also. And yeah, I don't know, man, it was just incredible. So like I'm just like experiencing and feeling all this like, wow. And then at the same time that they're doing these movements and stuff, it's being matched with different bass tones and notes and sounds and dude, it was like, and then like the screens and the lights and it's just like unbelievable how much is put into this. Like, I don't know how the fuck they pulled this off. Like, it's just next level, dude. Like, absolutely next level. And, I just realized something, and it's kind of interesting. Just to touch back to my first point about it, which was like the feel, like the cultural feel of it. I heard some people, or like I overheard some black people thanking some white people for coming and seeing that show to like get a new perspective, like something to that degree. And I was like, what? Like, interesting. Like, weird, I don't know. Like, it just hit me. I completely forgot about that. And I don't know why that's so significant or not, but it's just interesting, right? Like, isn't that a trip? So it's like, I don't know, dude. Like, it seemed to me that a lot of the black people were really proud of it and like just felt so connected and like, fuck yes, like this is our vibe, this is our shit. And I was just like, yo, this is fucking cool as fuck. Like, I fuck with this, dude, like big time. This is cool as fuck. And it was cool because like everybody's dressed all fucking nice and like, you know what I mean? Like, you had some bougie people trying to be fucking, thinking they're fucking extra special or some shit, and being rude and this and that. Is what it is. You're going to have that with the general public, right? But overall, I mean, it's like everybody was cool and like everyone's dressed nice. Everyone's there to have a good time, enjoy the show. And like, it was just really, really respectful, and, which is like an interesting feeling, especially being downtown San Diego, which is like to have everybody kind of be on this like classy sort of note and tone and vibe. And like, I was like, dude, this is a trip. Like, usually in downtown, like, you're worried about fights and this and that and all this crazy shit and like drunk people and this and that. It's like, yeah, there was drunk people, there's people getting turned, no doubt, but like everybody was like calm. Nobody was like, I don't know, screaming inappropriately or anything weird, or, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, ow. I don't know, it was just really fucking cool. But, so going back to my original piece of it, as I'm sitting there, like, some of the first thoughts that run through my head is like, I need to meet this person. Who the fuck is responsible for this? Like, I need to see this. This is like, or like, I need to meet this person. Who the fuck is this person? Or people. Like, how did they get that in their mind or in their own body and then translate it to somebody else and then zoom out and put all these people together to do this? And then it's like each individual dancer, performer, like, how much are they responsible for creating the whole thing? Like, how much did they have their hand in the creation of it? Or are they just like a student of what somebody had to show them and they're just that good? Like, and the reason I'm saying this is because it's like, it just hits way different than like a Cirque du Soleil type show or something, which are fucking cool. Like, I've seen Kai, and that was fucking sick. Like, Kai was way cool. But you could tell it was kind of like more of a, I don't know, like how to even contextualize it, more of a big production in a way. Like a lot more technology and stuff. As we're with these guys, it was more like, what do you call it? Like, it was like a feeling and an experience. It was like a ceremony more so, rather than like a show. And as I'm watching it, I'm like, whoa, like I'm feeling like transformation being undergone. Like, so, because as I'm a student of shamanism and practicing Icaros and listening and understanding how different tonnage and different resonances within different decibels and hertz and vibrations and words and letters equal a certain resonance, which equal a certain resonance inside your body, the water inside your body, the cells inside your body, the nature around us. So as I practice these Icaros, and if you're not familiar with Icaros, I think I explained in the last couple videos, but quickly, it's a song and a prayer and a deliverance. And the deliverance is to take you through different stages and journeys of your soul life and your family life, and be able to travel into these different areas safely. So this is why if you look into all the artwork in terms of ancient, or even ancient and modern Peruvian artwork, let's just say South American artwork, African artwork, all the different kind of art, it all kind of points to the same thing with the same instructions. Hi.
Afternoon, how are we doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Doing good.
Right on. You have a good one? Hey, thank you. Park ranger walking by. What was I saying? Okay, yeah, so each song takes you to different journeys in the spiritual world, and that's what a lot of this art depicts. So if you really start familiarizing yourself with, and let's start connecting a lot of the similarities, the indigenous people of the United States have a lot in common with the indigenous people of Africa, and the indigenous people of China, and the indigenous people of South America. And there's a lot of people who say the United States of America is actually the real West Africa, which I'm like, huh. And there's a lot of people who have all these different theories on it and all this, and it's like, I don't know, that's its own rabbit hole. You guys can go do that one yourself. But, okay, just to add another thing to that, because this is pretty fucking fascinating, I learned, and like I said, I'm not really special, I just fucking observe and collect information and just look at all sides equally, and then that's where I decide my truth is not even my truth, but the truth. I do my best to always discover the truth. So what was I gonna say? Sorry, it's sidetracked. I'm so tired today. No excuse. Like I said, we're still getting it done. So okay. I was saying all that to get to this, which is with different resonances and different vibrations and frequencies, they hit inside your body and they take you through spiritual journeys. And that's specifically what Icaros are. And that's also what a prayer is. But that's the thing. And that's also what songs are. So that's the thing, is like an Icaro is a song and a prayer and a spiritual vehicle all in the same time. So that's why when you hear certain songs in church, traditionally in the United States of America today, you see like grannies or uncles or whoever start Holy Ghosting. It's like, what is that? What are they doing? It's like, you see some people are faking it. They just want attention. But then like for other people, it's real. Like they're really feeling the Holy Spirit and it's coming through them and they don't give a fuck what it looks like. They're shaking their body. They're fucking speaking in tongues, whatever. Like that shit happens. It's real. And it's like a lot of us will choose to say, oh, that's crazy, whatever. But that's only because it's very misunderstood in modern America and modern day and I guess modern civilizations. So it's the thing is when it comes to South American culture and native cultures, indigenous cultures, they understand the power of the plants and the power and connection with the plants to the spirit. And how you can harness the power of the spirit of the plants to help us and guide us. And this is what our ancestors did. So I think when it comes to us being like super pro any kind of ethnicity or race or culture or something, let's really fucking take it back to like the beginning to where we're appreciating plants and nature and like communicating with trees and plants and all of that. And it's like there's still a lot of people who don't believe you can communicate with plants or rocks or crystals or the sun or the water or the wind. And if you think about it, you have to actually kind of be crazy to not believe that, because as human beings, all we are is products of nature and we can communicate. So why could a tree not communicate? If you can think and meditate with a tree, you can receive downloads and information from it. And if that sounds crazy, go try it. Just go be quiet, sit with it, and tell me you don't receive some kind of information or some kind of knowing what to do or some kind of inspirational feeling. And this is what getting connected to nature does. That's why it's so powerful. So what I was experiencing with this Alvin Ailey performance was that they were hitting all the different resonances that Icaros hit. But the thing is, with an Icaro, each one, as you're performing an Icaro or an Icaro is being performed, it's taking you on a spiritual journey and a vibration through your souls, your body, through your soul, your body, time and space, the fabric of life. And it taps into that. And there's a lot of well-documented knowledge about where you go when you tap into the spiritual world. There's a lot of documented knowledge of it. And it's like, for example, it's like the 3 tunnels, the 2 birds, the snake, like the tiger, like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of us have met these characters, these people, these spirits, these beings in that world and have documented it. And people all around the world have the same documentation. And like, you can reliably go there, which is, it's really not a trip to me anymore. You know what I mean? It's just like, yes, you can reliably go there. So this is the importance of having a guide and all this stuff. And this is like, I don't know, I used to not believe in any sort of like woo-woo sort of stuff. And I don't even like calling all this woo-woo sort of stuff. But I kind of have to, just to kind of piece the pieces together and make it cohesive and coherent for the modern day common person and honoring the teachings of the indigenous people. Because that's where I learned a lot of this stuff. Oh, butterfly. Is from indigenous people in the jungle. My teachers, my maestros. So, as I learn and as I grow and expand on this, I'm getting more in tune to how different vibrations and sonics and frequencies hit. And what I was experiencing, so what I was saying was, with each Icaro, they're like a minute to several minutes long, and each one takes you on a specific journey through this world. And this is why these songs are ancient and thousands and hundreds and thousands of years old, is because that was the ancient technology. These are the ancient tools that were used in the past. These songs in combination with these plants. And that's why these plants and these songs still work today. You know what I mean? It's like, because of the work that I've done with my spiritual self and my spiritual relation to the world, and the freeing and the opening of my soul and spirit, I would say, and feels, is that like, the mystery behind the pyramids has been removed. The mystery behind all these, like, behind dragons and unicorns and Pegasus, like, all the mystery has been removed from me because I've tapped into this world. And it's like, I'm a very, like, regular ass person when you meet me in real life. And I can also tell you that, like, yeah, this shit is real depending how we contextualize real, right? Like, are your dreams real? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, are your thoughts real? Are your feelings real? Is love real? Is pain real? Is depression real? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, like, let's sort through that and then get to this point. And when you do that and you dissect it, all, it just all of a sudden starts like very logically making sense. So that's the thing, is like, all right, well, if we're going to say dragons are real in the spiritual world in a different realm, are you willing to accept that? Are you willing to accept that your video game character is real? You're controlling it. Where do you draw the line on real? You know what I mean? Is your video game a reality? Is the TV a reality? Is acting real? You see what I mean? So it's like, most of the time, people don't even know what real means. People don't even know how to be real. Most people just know how to repeat and regurgitate stuff that they've heard or seen or have been shown or exampled. And that's the difference between being a free thinker versus just being somebody who's just like, fuck yeah, like, let's go. Some sports guy, it's like I said, there's nothing wrong with being a sports fan. But I think it's, personally, as a man who stands on his own 2 feet, I think it's fucking weird to, like, really represent another man's last name harder than your own. Like, I can understand being supportive, being a fan of, being inspired by, but to, like, rep somebody's own last name harder than your own, and it's like, it always cracked me up. It's like the people who, it's because in San Diego would be like, man, fuck Dean Spanos. And it's like, but you're wearing a Chargers jersey. You know what I mean? Like, how are you're supporting him and telling him fuck him? Which one is it? I think you actually like the guy if you actually gave money to his whole deal. Right? Like, you see what I'm saying? So this is where it's like, dude, like, what's real? Like, how are you where do you draw the line? What are you willing to accept as real, not real, imagination, not imagination? Like, if you fucking, like, if I pretend to punch you in the face and you flinch, it feels like you got fucking hit even though you didn't. The fear is still real. So even though I didn't punch you, why'd you react? You see what I mean? So it's like, where do you draw the line on real? So, this is where I come back. Like I said, I always Tarantino my conversations. I always bring them back around and tie it all together. Which is, this Alvin Ailey show, it was reminding me of Icaros, because what was happening was, like I said, the moves and fundamentals of sports, kung fu, tai chi, dance, all these different things, hip hop, like, all of that was all in the movements of the dance. And at certain parts of the music was like they were just hitting all the different resonances that have you visit family in a spiritual world, that have you visit self, that have you visit past, that have you visit child you, that have you visit generational shit. Depending on what you need to work on is what you're going to be shown. So it's going to be a little different for all of us. But accumulatively, it's all the same thing because it's all been documented. And it's well documented by many different cultures. So, as I'm watching this, I'm like, whoa, they're hitting all those different resonances. And when you do that, you invoke something in people. So what I was experiencing was like, boom, 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 boom. Like all these different hits and rhythms and resonances and tonages and movements all matched together and just firing off at like one after another after another. I was like, holy shit. Like, what's happening is like, as a full ceremony, doing all the Icaros will take you on a full journey. This one is punching them at you really quickly in an evening. And it almost is like, the way I see it is like, it is like a ceremony. Because like everybody got dressed nicely. Everybody came and gathered. Everybody came with good behavior. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, for the most part. And you know what I mean? So it's like, all right, dude, like, this is the point. This is the gathering, right? It was like a combination of all different types of people. And like I said, it was mainly black folks there, but there was also like a lot of white people. And it was just like, I'd never been in a crowd that, like, with that type of diversity in terms of like, there's no way I could like really say this the way that like I felt it. There was just so much love in the air, and it was like people were appreciative of each other's cultures all in the same instant. That's what it was. That's what I was feeling. And I was like, wow, man, like, if you're here and you just went through that experience, you're part of it. You're part of the tribe. Like, you're a part of the experience. You know, and like, that's how I feel when I go to Peru, and it's like, they call me Chino, which is like Chinese or China, you know, or like Chinese person. And I'm from an American. I look like a white guy, kind of. Sometimes I look Mexican, sometimes I look Hawaiian, sometimes I look half Asian. But it's just like, I'm out there, I'm like, I'm so different than every person, like, just physically out here, you know? And like, I definitely feel more comfortable around a lot of black people than I do a lot of white people. Just from my upbringing, and like, that's nothing, you know what I mean? That doesn't mean anything. It's like, well, some people are uncomfortable around a lot of Asian people because they don't know how to act. Some people are uncomfortable around a lot of Mexicans because they don't understand the culture. So that's one thing I'm fortunate of, is like growing up with blacks, Asians, Mexicans, like, you know what I mean? Just a bunch of mixed race kids, people, all different types of Asians, all different types, you know, people from all over and all walks of life, different white people, you know, it was just cool. And it's kind of like, it reminded me of that. It's like, yo, like, if you're down to ride, like, we don't give a fuck where you come from or who you are or whatever. Like, if you're down, you're down, you know. And like, I feel like that's what the resonances of how this show were hitting and resonating in people's bodies and experience was, that it's like, yo, like, we're in this shit together. Like, we just did this shit. And it's like, they're like serious. They like, if you go out to take a piss and you come back and they close the doors, like, they don't let you back in because they need to keep it all dark. And like, they like really respect it, you know, and honor it, and like make sure that you don't fuck up the performance, you know. And if you're gonna come fucking it up, then it's like, you're not welcome. You gotta stay outside until intermission again, right? So yeah, dude, so that was what I experienced. Was like, dude, this is just hitting on a whole nother level of like, wow. So what I was visioning too is like, wow, dude, like, I wonder how these dancers would perform and react and move and all of this to the Icaros that I've learned and am practicing, you know, especially with like full like drums and everything behind it, and like fully just letting it go, you know. And like, that's why I was thinking like, yo, who did this? Like, how can I talk to them and communicate with them and show them this? Like, let me just perform some of this for you so you can, you know, just tell me, like. So yeah, it was fucking dope, man. Super duper duper dope. Wow, I just realized this right now too. Another big thing I took is like how much you can't trust your eyes, and how much more your gut and your feelings and your intuition like just knows the right direction to go right off the bat initially. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't fucking think about what you're doing, but I'm saying like when it comes to figuring out what you're doing, what we're doing, we should trust our gut instincts with the presented options, right? It's like the one you feel good about. If you feel weird, if it feels slightly off, slightly maladjusted, slightly off center, that's not the right one. And sometimes like you just get that feeling, you know. For me, I like see, like my feelings and thinking happens in pictures so frequently, and they're just random things. Like, I don't even know how to explain this, dude, but it's like when I'm like sitting there trying to decide between several different options that are going to make a pretty big impact or affect my life to a pretty big degree. When I'm on and focusing and analyzing on the, this is such cool grass right here. What the heck? Sorry, distracted by wild grass. And all the magic plants. I love this place, man. Anyway, sorry. So when I'm presented with two options, the image that I see or the feeling that I feel, it's like I see my feeling in an image. And that's kind of how I've learned to like pick between different, if I can't tell if it's a gut instinct or not, right? Like, so I just kind of like look for images and signs. And in my head, when I'm focusing on the wrong one and I'm strongly considering picking the incorrect option, when I'm looking at my gut feeling and intuition, I see this, like, when it's wrong, I see this, like, image of, like, imagine, like, a little, like, step stool, and, like, the right side is higher than the left. And it's just slightly off. And what I picture is, like, me standing on this step stool, standing on this block, and I'm going to stand on this block for the next 10 years at least. I realize I like to commit to things in, like, 10-year increments. But, you know, so it's like, well, if I'm going to stand on this block for 10 years, like, how many people have had a job for 10 years or close to it, or you plan on it, or you will, right? So if I got to stand on this block for 10 years, I need to make sure this motherfucker's even and plush and feels good. Because if I stand on this block all fucking crooked, with the left side lower than the right, my hips are going to hurt, my back's going to hurt, my ankle's going to hurt, my calf's going to hurt, my chest is going to hurt, my shoulders are going to hurt, my neck's going to hurt, my arms are going to hurt. Like, everything's going to hurt because it's just slightly off. And I think, as I'm saying this and unwinding this, is like how people get trapped into careers and they just suffer forever and they don't realize it, is because it's just a tiny pebble in your shoe. You know what I'm saying? It's just a slight discomfort. It's just a fucking golf ball under one corner of your pillow. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't affect you, but if that golf ball stays in that pillow for the rest of your time, you're going to just know and feel it, and it's just going to be annoying, whether you sleep on that spot or not, right? So that's what ends up happening, is like I just look for different images or scales. Sometimes I'll see like a circle roll off a cliff, or off the edge of a table, or like off the edge of a line. Like I said, I'm really like a caveman, and I just simplify everything is my objective. I want to understand what I do and deal with and work with and encounter. So yeah, man. I don't know. Anyways, that was pretty deep. Alvin Ailey show, fucking cool. Highly recommend. Get there early because the lines are fucking nuts. And yeah, that's some good stuff. I promise you guys. No matter what walk of life you're from, like, it's fucking cool, dude. It is just cool. I can't even put it into other words, dude. Like, very soulful. It was, man, like I said, it was a process. It just hit me in so many places. Like, that was the experience. Like, the tonnage, the reverberations of the music, the movements, the energy, the everything, dude. It was just, and there's like people crying everywhere, and like, man, wild, dude. Super wild. And it was just so cool to be around so many people like dressed up and nice. And it's like, I do not like fucking big crowds. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, I didn't mean to say it that way. I do not like being in the mix of big crowds. I don't mind being slightly apart from them, or, you know, being on stage in front of crowds. Like, I can do that. It's like being in the crowd, it fucks me up, man. Like, I'm not a fan of it. It just feels claustrophobic and scary and uncomfortable, and I don't know, man. People are just very, like, for themselves, it feels like, when you're just in a big crowd of people, and it's like, what about me? What about me? And I think about that, especially, like, with my firefighter training I had. It's like they train you to, like, do crowd control to an extent. So, like, if you're doing crowd control, sorry, I need to grab some aloe real quick. Yes. Gracias, Pachamama. Yeah, so being in the crowd was weird. I was hesitant if I should share this or not, because I'm kind of a dick, but at the same time, no. Alright, I'll share. Fuck, this is kind of funny. So we're sitting in our seats. Some lady comes up and she's like Like, very rudely, too. When I'm in public, I will literally just match your energy. Like, that's all I'm doing. I'm not giving out any extra energy than I need to. All I'll do is, like, keep my distance. And if I need to help people, I'll help people. But if you're gonna, like, be weird or rude with me, I'm just gonna match you directly back at your level. So this lady was like, what row are you in? And I was like, I looked up like, the fuck? Like, and she was trying to, like, command me, like, sort of thing. She's like, what row are you in? And I was like, this one. And just stared at her in the eyes. I just sat there, she's like, what number? What letter? I was like, I don't know. I just stood there staring at her, and she just did not know what to do with herself, because she was commanding everyone else around, and everyone else was, like, doing what she was saying, and, like, like, kind of getting intimidated. But, like, something I'm good at is, like, I can just stand in the face of awkwardness till no end. Like, I can just be more awkward than you and, like, just stand there and be uncomfortable with you. And usually, like, you can't outdo me when it comes to that. For just it's a blessing and a curse all at the same time. But yeah, so that happened. I'm like, geez, lady, like, you know, you can say, hey, like, excuse me, like, what row are you in? Like, bruh, like, why don't you take the liberty of using your own eyes, which are so fiercely fiery, and look at the damn row number yourself? Like, the fuck? See, so instead of saying that, I just said, I don't know. And yeah, she didn't last in the awkwardness. She got flustered and had to go call somebody else for help, and then we got the situation handled. Then there was another lady who just kept, like, pushing by, and I was just like, goodness, dude, like, shit, my alarm went off. I got cut off. I would say it's crazy how entitled some people can be. Yeah, I don't know, it's just fascinating, man. But anyways, I also, yesterday, saw 2 car accidents. Like, I actually saw them happen on the same day. Like, what are the chances of that? Like, I will maybe see a car accident every couple of years. You know what I mean? Like, the actual accident happened. I'm not talking just the aftermath. Like, you see the aftermath of a car accident all the time, but to actually see 2 car accidents in one day, and it wasn't raining or anything, and it was a full moon, though, a pretty heavy-ass full moon. So fully, I know the moon affects people. It affects the entire ocean. So how can it not affect the human? Yeah, so that's also at stake too. So yeah, so it's like this one old lady fucking crashing into. She had like an older like Honda CRV, like pretty busted, and she bullet shell on the hiking trail out here. And she fucking completely scraped this dude's brand new Jaguar SUV, and it was gnarly. She went backwards, and then forwards, ka-chunk, 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 and then backwards, and then she's like starts driving away. I'm like, lady, hey, like stop, like what are you doing? And she's like, huh? I was like, you gotta stop, like you gotta give me your information. I was like, you can't just leave. I was like, we have your license plate. And she's like, oh, I don't have a pen. I was like, hey, dude, that's the least of your worries. Like, just, like, pull over. Like, this poor woman, dude, she was so flustered and scared. Like, I realized I kind of scared her because, like, I ran out her window like, hey, like, yo, like, stop. What are you doing? And, I mean, she was driving away after hitting a fucking car in a parking lot full of people, so I was like, yo, like, and I was just like, lady, I don't give a fuck. Like, all you gotta just do the right thing. Like, I don't care what you're doing. Just do the right thing. That's all. Like, you don't gotta do anything extra. She was like, oh my goodness, I don't have a pen. I don't have paper. And I was like, hey, let me get you a pen. I went and got her a pen out of my car. And, and then, and she's like, I don't have paper. So I think I find her paper or something. And then as we're finding papers, like, the owner of the Jaguar comes back, and he's like, oh, what's going on here? And and he was like this cool ass old dude. He's just like, what happened? And he's like, what, she took off? I was like, no, I pulled her over, she's right there. And he's like, oh, like, thank you, young man. I'm like, thank you, sir. And so he goes over, he looks at his car, he's like, what are you gonna do? It's no biggie. I was just like, yo, what? He's like, eh. And so he just lets the old lady go, and I was like, dude, you are fucking cool, man. Like, the fuck? And he's just like, oh, thank you, sir. And like, I was like, yo, that's fucking cool, man. Like, this poor old woman, she was so frazzled. Like, my judgment was that she was on pills. She kind of had that, like, that look and the energy of it. Wow, that's a lot of bugs. Fuck. I gotta walk through this? Are you kidding me, bro? Oh, hell no. Is there like a fucking dead body over here? Oh, shit. Bro. Why is there so many fucking bugs right there? Dude. Yo, that was fucking nasty. There was just fucking a tornado of fucking bug fly things just zipping in a tornado circle around the middle of the trail. Fuck. Okay, what was I talking about, man? That fully fucking threw me off. Anyways, yeah, I think I touched on everything I wanted to talk about today. But I will say one last thing here. I've really been studying all the plants around San Diego. And boy, oh boy, do we have some cool fucking plants around here, guys. Like, I'm just tripping on everything. Like, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can about all the indigenous plants and how the indigenous people use them and where all these trees and plants come from. Like, did you guys know sour flowers come from South Africa? Like, not like South Africa, but like the south of Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like, not the country South Africa, like the south of Africa. That's crazy. How the fuck did they get here? So, like, what happened was, apparently sour flowers, for those of you guys who know what sour flowers are, I commend you. That means you had a good childhood. Or adulthood if you're just now discovered. But, pancake syrup and butter. No, I always distract myself when I say that. And then I have to say, man, the way I smoke weed is like death of a genius. Turn around, reappear, roll up, rise like a phoenix. This is not a remix, Nino Felix. Put it in a capsule, seal it, deal it. How you want it, baby Nikki? 4 times 5, something in a cherry pie. Okay. I'll lie if you want, I'll lie if you want, but I'm a tiger you can trust, cause I'm on film mode with my Wu-Tang boots and my... Okay. Anyway, sorry guys. I'm like Cartman, dude. You guys know, like, there's that old South Park episode and they're like driving in the snow and they gotta go save somebody from something. And then Stan's like, fuck, what's the song? In the air, I'm sailing away. And Cartman's like, if I hear that, I have to finish the whole thing. So he goes like, and the heat, and he's like singing the whole thing, just pissed the fuck off. That's me whenever I say, but I have to say pancake syrup and butter, and then say the rest of it. This is an Andre Nicotina song, if you didn't know. One of the best rappers to grace California. Most of the best rap music is from Northern California, if you didn't know. And Texas. So, unpopular opinion, but it's just a fact. Oh, monarch butterfly. No, but there's so many fucking sick local plants around. I've been picking aloe at this little thing, and I got like, I don't know, I got a rash from this jacuzzi I was in, and well, not the jacuzzi, it was like there's something happens if you, like, if you're in a swimming pool and it's got a certain level of whatever in it, like the pH is off or something, and then you walk around with like wet shorts for too long, then it messes up your skin. So I've been using it on that, and it's literally just been fixing itself immediately, which is pretty fucking cool. But I gotta go pick up my kiddo from school. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Yeah, so please be sure to tell a friend, to tell your best friends, cousins, uncles, pig farming, pork randing, water boiling, hot dog water sniffing friend about the Damn Dude podcast. This is season 3, episode 18 of the Damn Dude podcast. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful day. Much love. Peace.